Deep-sea fishing, the most dangerous job in Britain. It's an industry worth £300 million a year.
Winners are never quitters, and quitters are never winners.
In this series, 3 celebrities are going on a life-changing adventure.
Spit her up and ready!
I didn't think it would be as dangerous as they said.
It was horrifying.
I must be absolutely barking.
As they join the crew of a British trawler.
There'll be no preferential treatment for these guys.
Really dangerous. Go over the edges. Yeah.
Battling to make money in the brutal North Atlantic.
Shark in the water. Yeah.
They'll share exhaustion.
Sometimes you gotta hurt to be alive.
The guts and the glory. As they find out what it takes
Borderline torture!
to catch the fish that feeds Britain.
Take care of yourself. Be safe.
Come on in one piece.
I hope so.
3 celebrities are about to find out if they've got what it takes to do the most dangerous job in Britain.
Cheers. Thank you.
41-year-old Boyzone star Shane Lynch.
I'm stepping into new territory.
You have to go and do stuff to know stuff. You know, to be alive. That's the bottom line, is to be alive.
39-year-old Rugby World Cup winner Ben Cohen.
I'd like to think I'm tough enough. I do think I'm tough enough. It's going to be an adventure, I have to say.
And celebrity chef Anthony Worral-Thompson, at 67, the oldest by far.
I would imagine they're a damn sight fitter than me, but I wonder whether they've got the same stamina as I've got.
The 3 future shipmates are heading to the northeast of Scotland, the heart of the UK's fishing industry, where they'll be taken on as crew by a trawler in the port of Macduff.
It looks quite beautiful, actually. Rather tranquil, I think.
In recent years, making money from fishing has been hard. Since the 1990s, the number of British fishing boats has declined by almost a third. But now, with recent record catches and talk of a new deal after Brexit, the nation's fishermen have new hope that this is a job with a profitable future.
Look at that view.
It's the night before the celebrities start work as trawlermen.
Hi!
How is it?
Anthony!
How are you, Anthony? You're right. Ben, pleased to meet you.
Shane, good to see you.
Shane, nice to see you.
Shane, Ben, how are you? And you, mate?
In
Wow.
for an adventure, eh?
Really excited.
Look at that, look.
And a first chance to see the boat
Let's go.
Let's go.
that will be home for the next 10 days.
The adventure awaits.
The skipper who's agreed to take them on owns one of the most successful and long-serving trawlers in the harbour. The celebrities know nothing about it, apart from its name, Genesis.
Is that it?
That's her, right? Yeah, Genesis, man.
I've seen bigger boats in the Bath.
Well, guys, welcome home.
It's not exactly the Queen Mary, is it? Gosh. There's not a lot of room on there, is there?
No, she's small.
For actually working, I mean, I hope we're not going to get in each other's way.
I thought it was going to be bigger, but it's hench.
Chunky.
Yeah, she's stacked, you know what I mean? It feels nice, feels good. Although she's a rusty-looking machine, but I like a bit of rust, you know? Rust I can trust.
Seeing it in the raw, seeing it in the flesh, and you know, seeing the components of how the machinery sort of makes it all real, and this is what people do, and this is how people make a living.
They were saying that someone lost his testicles getting tangled up in the rope.
Yeah?
Yeah, it comes through so fast.
Squashed his nut, did it?
Yeah.
Squish it.
The risks faced by UK trawlermen are no joke. new crew must consent to the long list of dangers that are all part of the job. But for the celebrities, it makes sobering reading.
Right, so possible hazards: falling onto the vessel or into the water, serious injuries,
On death.
or death. Suffocation and death, lack of knowledge, death.
Blah, de blah, de blah, de blah, and death.
Everything that you read and look at, it has death at the end of it.
Hot soup and death.
You know, death doesn't scare me because I just don't want to die. What petrifies me and scares me is the fact that I won't see my kids grow up. That's the thing about death.
Here's to life and death.
Around 1 in every 40 trawlermen will die at sea. And for the celebrities, that reality has started to bite.
It's like the first time in life I've ever kind of felt like, jeepers, I might not come back. I went to church this morning, looked at some of the graves around that church, some of the headstones. A lot of them were fishermen. Hell of a thing, you know. I know death we all face, but I sure don't want this to be my time for death.
Three celebrities are about to go to sea as crew on a deep-sea trawler. They'll be under the command of veteran skipper Alan Watts, a born and bred fisherman who has 30 years' experience as a skipper. He's agreed to take them to sea on the same terms as any new crewman.
When these guys come aboard the boat, whether celebrities or they've just got to do as they're told, the same as the rest of the guys, there'll be no preferential treatment.
And on his boat, they must obey his rules.
How you doing, guys?
Nice to meet you, Ben.
Nice to see you.
you.
Good to meet you, sir. Shane.
Hey, Shin.
My first impression of Alan, he would be the gorilla in the forest. That big silverback is stood in front of you. It's like, ooh, you know he means business.
When you're aboard, you'll do as I say. I just won't stand for any laziness.
No.
If you're not pulling your weight, I'll take the boat in and I will throw you ashore. And I know it's going to be hard for you with your age.
Listen, Alan, if we're going to get on, you're going to forget my age, okay?
Yeah.
For any fisherman going to sea at his age, I thought Anthony is well past it.
If you're pulling your weight and we can see you're making an effort, you'll earn the respect of not only me but my crew as well. And that's a big thing.
Well, that's our challenge.
Hey guys, grab your bags.
Newcomers hoping to join as trawler crew
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
will only be paid what the skipper thinks they're worth by the end of the trip, which could be nothing.
Oh, the old boy. Hey, oh.
Watch your head.
And these celebrities now face the same assessment.
Stroppy celebrities, divas, they want this, they demand that. I wouldn't expect celebrities to be any use aboard a fishing boat, to be honest.
The Genesis is 25 years old and 30 metres long. The way in is through the wheelhouse, the skipper's domain. First stop on the new cruise tour is the lower deck, where the nets are kept on massive drums and shot out for each haul.
It's really dangerous. You stand in the wrong place, you go into one of the nets, you're going. I'll tell you now, if you're going over the side, the chance of coming back is very slim. Okay.
Okay. What's next?
Let's go to the fish deck.
I quite value my life, really. I mean, I know I'm an oldie and I've had a fairly good life, but I still want a bit more. So, yeah, I'll be cautious.
Next is the fish deck, where the thousands of fish they catch have to be gutted by hand and packed into boxes with ice. Each full box can fetch hundreds of pounds at market.
This is the boxes. This is only half of the boxes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's the same again down here.
Do you work down there?
I won't. You will.
Wow.
Packing happens at a constant 2 degrees below freezing, in the cavernous onboard cold store or fish room.
Jeez, is that the only way down?
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, I think that's not for me.
I don't think you got a choice.
With so much space on the boat devoted to work, there's very little left for what the celebrities want to see most of all, their cabin.
Oh la la.
Ah, well.
I take it, where am I here?
Is that long enough for you, Vince?
No.
Yeah.
I knew that it would be tough. We didn't really understand the full picture until we got onto the boat, but it felt very important that we lived it.
Ah, here's the loot. It's not bad, is it?
It's lovely.
Could have been real marble, I suppose. There you go.
The facilities on board might be the least of their worries. Skipper Alan has just looked at the weather charts.
We're looking at a Atlantic low pressure coming in, which is going to bring northwesterly gales. Poor weather changes a lot for me. That's when accidents happen, that's when wires break, chains break. That's when it gets really dangerous.
Regular crew are paid a share of the profits from each catch. On recent trips, the boat has caught at least 1,000 boxes of fish, enough for a handsome payout. To show they're up to the job, the celebrities must help hit the same target. But if they fail and the catch is poor, there's a real risk that the rest of the crew won't earn a penny.
Everyone needs to earn a living on that boat, and I don't want to be the person who maybe ruins their catch.
At the harbour, final preparations are almost complete. But before the celebrities join the crew, they need to be kitted out.
Thank you. How's the girls do?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Genesis can only leave harbour on a high tide. In an hour's time, it will be too late, and they'll be stranded.
Bye!
If you're watching a falling tide and you have to get out of that harbour, it can be pretty frantic.
It's always got to look good, you know. Yeah, he's styled it up.
With the nets now on board, Skipper Alan and his crew are ready and waiting.
Come on, let's have you. Let's go. Diamond tide, wait for no man.
Okay, we're here. Don't panic.
On a trawler, time is money. Miss the tide now, and they'll lose half a day of fishing.
On and Bill.
Ready.
Good to go?
Good to go.
Okay, let's do it. They are late, but they don't seem to quite understand how it goes, because if the tide goes back here, we don't go out the harbour, we're stuck in the harbour. With the celebrities, everything seems to go at their pace, but we're at the fishing now, it's a different pace, and they'll get find that out pretty soon.
There's one last job before they set off.
Let's go find the wife very quickly.
Make sure you give Miller a big kiss and the girls.
Hi, babe. We're off.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's it.
Here we go. Right.
We've done a lot of talking, a lot of planning, and a lot of what ifs, and it's time to just get on with it, you know. That's Alan. Get to fucking work.
Is it clear?
From the start, the celebrities will need to work hard to impress the boat's hardened crew. And they'll also have some fishermen's superstitions to contend with.
Pressure's on, Shane.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're going to have one of the best catches of your life, you are, this trip.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You could be a Jonah.
Listen.
You know what a Jonah is?
No.
A Jonah is somebody on board that's bad luck.
No.
Yeah.
I'm good luck. You're going to have one of the best catches ever. Most definitely.
I'm glad to hear it. Because we'll throw Jonahs over the side, you see.
No, don't you worry about that. So there's a term on a fisherman's boat is a Jonah, and that simply means somebody who's bad luck. And we heard that floating around quite a bit. Not too long into the trip, like.
Let's go catch some fish.
For the next 10 days, this boat is the celebrities' entire world.
always wanted to see how really hard this job is, because it's meant to be the toughest job in the world. And let's see if I'm up to it.
This is a new job for me. What I've done in the past don't mean nothing to nobody.
As regular crew, they'll work alongside Louis, Willie and Marley from the Philippines, and Scottish crew, Philip, Jamie and Skipper Alan.
I hope you like each other, because if we don't, it's going to get real tricky. There ain't nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Their course steers through the Orkney Islands into the deep waters that home to species like monkfish, saithe and ling that can make for a high-value catch. But finding the right spot is never easy.
So where are we going?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up through this gap here in the middle of Orkney. When I come out this other side, I'll be thinking, am I going to the right place? Am I going to the wrong place?
Yeah, there's like strategy involved, isn't it? It's like, so your market, your boats, the other boats, your competitors, the fish, what's landed.
Absolutely.
When we go to sea, the main thing is that the trip is a successful trip. Now that basically means getting the right kind of fish for the right market. The object is getting everybody a really good pay at the end of the day.
To ensure that the crew get paid, the celebs will have to work around the clock, hauling the nets, gutting the fish and packing and stacking boxes. It's physical work that demands strength and endurance. At 67, celebrity chef Anthony fears he might not have the strength for much of the job. His strategy is to impress the crew with his cooking instead.
If I can't do something on deck, if I'm too weak or I'm in the way, then there's the galley.
There's just one problem. The Genesis already has a chef, first mate Jamie.
Well, how was that, Anthony?
Look, clean plate. It was delicious, very delicious. Could have done with a little bit more salt on the potatoes.
Yeah. Too much salt's no good for you.
Yeah, but too little's also no good for you. I get cramp. It is the ace up my sleeve, because I can turn nothing into something.
The celebrities need to play to their strengths to find their place aboard the Genesis.
How do you find your position on the Genesis? Where do you fit in to this crew? 3 Filipinos, 3 Scottish guys and 3 celebrities. Who are you? Where are you?
With one last night to go before the grueling routine of fishing begins, Shane's approach is to follow the lead of the first mate, Jamie.
That's me away to turn in for a few hours, touch some sleep. If I was that, lads, I'd be away in my bed as well if I was there. A wee bit of advice.
I'm trying to try and follow Jamie's kind of rhythm as such. So I know he's gone on to get the head down, so clock that, we're going to go get the head down.
It's really important to make the most of any time off you've got. But for new people, for newbies, they wouldn't realise that. As soon as you get tired, the only thing in your mind is get into your bed to get to sleep.
Well, I think I'm going to hit the sack.
Yeah, it's a good idea to get a bit of shut eye.
Yeah, better play it safe. Take care.
Good night, Anthony. It's almost like a cruise today. I haven't done anything yet, really. The thing is, this weather might just lead them into a false sense of security. We'll just see what it says in another 36 hours. Could be a completely different story.
Okie dokie, guys. Rise and shine.
Where to shoot?
The Genesis is steamed through the night to reach a point 200 miles off the northern tip of Scotland, and fishing can begin. As soon as the crew's called, Alan needs them on deck, fast.
Anthony?
Just getting out of bed was hard. That was probably the hardest bit of the journey.
Just so you know, no, you're all right. It's only just gone. You're all right.
The first of many rude awakenings.
We get that nets in the water, get doing. Desperate to get this deer in the bottom.
This is the moment the celebrities have been waiting for.
Going to be good, this bit. Enjoy it.
Finally, they'll experience the job of trawlermen. For the first haul, the skippers told the celebs to watch and learn. Ben and Anthony look on from the net room. Up on deck, Shane is trying to shadow first mate Jamie.
Get back from the troll doors. Get back from the troll doors.
Watch yourself. Down here. You're about right here. Perfect.
When you see the mechanicals, the machines actually doing their thing, and then you realise, okay, I get it. I get it. Whatever about just kind of laughing and joking and the bobbing and weaving on the ocean and falling around and yeah, this is funny, have you found your sea legs yet? No. But the mechanics of the boat, when they get going, it's no joke.
Big bits of metal and chains being thrown around.
It's the first bag away, Shane. First haul of the trip. Let's hope it's a good one.
For the first haul, the Genesis is targeting deep water species like monkfish. The twin nets are shot out to a depth of around 800 metres. This is a dangerous moment. It's been known for unwary crewmen to get caught up and dragged down with them.
I'm just coming down. I'm not normally down here, but I'm just down watching you guys that you're safe just now. Just be careful because that drum will start turning.
Yeah.
That's unforgiving, that thing. Don't want to get caught up in that machine.
As the trawler kicks into action, the risks the celebs face become very clear.
There's so many moving parts. I was shocked. I didn't think it would be as dangerous as they said. You can see you put 1 foot wrong, you zipped out the back.
Tell you what, like, it's brutal. Like, the metal, the clanging, the whanging, like it's savage. Like, you know, when you see that, you don't even know where it's coming from. All you hear is a boom, and it's like, what the is that, man? It's crazy. I really don't want to be in the wrong place here, man.
Having to watch and learn, unable to do anything, is a frustrating exercise for Ben.
There's not really much you can do until asked, really, except be ready, be waiting. At that point, you really felt like a spare part, and I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. None of us did.
Not much I can do, really. So I feel like a teetotaler in a brewery.
Once in the water, the nets are held apart by the metal trawl doors. A 2-ton weight in the middle of the nets called the clump keeps the whole rig weighed down. The nets are towed for 5 hours before the catch is hauled in. But the crew are not off duty.
Time to get scrubbing. Scrub it up.
I'm doing it, can't you see? I'm going to get the hose now.
I'm sort of moving out the way at the moment everywhere.
I've just seen something in Anthony. The other guys, they haven't got yet. He's sweeping up and picking up the stuff. And he's out there scrubbing now. So I think that's something that Anthony's probably got in him from the kitchen. So that's everybody has something in their favour. And I like that. I like a clean boat.
Just 3 hours into the trawl, disaster strikes. The net has snagged on the sea floor and is stuck fast.
Yeah, boys, fast. We're fast, we're fast.
If they don't release it, they could lose the fish, the net, and the whole trip could be ruined. The Genesis is 3 hours into the first trawl of the trip, but fishing has ground to a halt. The net is stuck fast on the seabed. The fear now is that it's seriously damaged.
We've come fast, we're coming fast, we've stuck on the bottom, so we're going to have to heave everything back. You've got to stop the boat in time, because if you don't take the power off the boat, you could damage the net, seriously damage the net. We're going to heave everything up and see what's going on.
We'll get the gear on. Benjamin?
Are we on, are we?
We're on, kids.
Yes!
It's a pain in the neck because you're losing time. Cross the finger, the net's okay. We'll go and have a look, see what's going on. Ah!
Alan's plan is to reverse back over the snag in the hope he can free the net and bring the haul in early. Losing the net would bring hopes of making good money on the trip to a sudden end.
Yeah, this is when shit gets real, you know what I mean?
So I'm just hoping everything's okay.
As the boat reverses, the crew are able to bring the nets in.
So there's the catch. Get it up. Here it comes.
With so much towing time lost, there's no chance of it being a good haul.
He doesn't know what they have yet.
Complete lottery, isn't it?
Complete lottery. It's black or red, you know what I mean?
It was a spoiled haul. We stuck in a pipe 3.5 hours down. Because any fish around the mouth of the net, when the net stops, they swim off.
Of course.
So we've lost a bit of fish there.
So far, the celebrities have only been able to watch the crew at work, but that's all about to change. Next comes the job that nobody on board can escape. Gutting the fish.
We've seen the fish that we're going to gut. We're going to get these nets back out again and then get on gutting.
The gathering birds seem to know what comes next. But for the celebrities, this is a step into the unknown as they take their place on the gutting line. The catch is emptied onto a conveyor to be sorted. The fish that are kept have their guts removed as quickly as possible to keep from spoiling. There's a lot to learn and a lot to get used to. This gruesome task is where the celebrities will spend the majority of their working hours. Armed with a razor-sharp knife, they'll have to learn to gut each different type of fish cleanly and quickly.
Down to there. Right, stop.
Amid the blood and the guts, the crew must identify the fish to be thrown back, either because they're too small or because they're outside the boat's quota.
Oh, look at all those, all that. What's wrong with this big fish?
Quota and stuff.
Quota.
This what?
The Genesis must abide by strict quotas that limit the catch of certain species to prevent overfishing.
Look at that fish, you can't use it because of the quota system. Look at the size of it, it's gorgeous.
The whole catch is sold at market, from where some fish like haddock, plaice and mackerel will end up in shops and supermarkets across the UK. But over half the catch will be exported to meet demand for different species in other countries.
Try. Let me practice on something that's not going out. Just try and have a little go, like, you know.
Really good, that's a good job. He's done a good job. He's got all the liver out. Yeah. That's really good.
Shane's eagerness has gone down well with Alan. But to try and match him, Ben will have to dig deep.
I remember this monkfish coming towards me with his mouth open and teeth everywhere, and a big mouth as well, and I just So, holy shit, my God, I've got to... I mean, it's alive, right?
Get it out, look at that. There you go. Fucking hell, what a shit. Fucking hell.
I'm really not keen, not keen on putting a knife into a fish and just rip its insides out. It wasn't my cup of tea at all, really.
That's a cod, right? It's a cod.
If Ben is going to cut it as crew, he has no choice but to gut.
Barbaric. Oh.
You have to come to terms with that within a split second, as you won't survive on that trip.
Put your thumb in the back of here, Rick.
Yeah.
And then that flicks it open.
And then you pull all this out.
Pull out the gut. That's good. That's okay. That's it. That's perfect.
That's it. My first one.
Professional.
Fucking hell. I bet the birds are loving this outside.
The haul amounts to just 16 boxes of fish, a tiny dent in their target of 1,000. It's a bad start. But the Celebrity's first test is complete, and like any new crewman, their performance is being judged by the skipper.
Yeah, when the gutting was taking place, didn't think Ben was doing much. Shane, he was right at the forefront again with the gutting, getting in, trying it, doing pretty well, I thought, for the first off. Anthony was quite prepared to sit back. He might be standing back and watching just now, but he's maybe just looking at the right way to do it. Anthony is quite calculated that way. I think he's quite a clever guy.
Taking control of the galley has been Anthony's plan since the start. As an award-winning chef, it's the ace up his sleeve.
I have been a head chef all my life, so my kitchen is my domain. And this kitchen on the boat isn't my domain.
First mate Jamie cooks the one daily meal, carefully timing it between hauls. At 53, he's been a fisherman his whole working life, and is Alan's right-hand man.
Jamie's a good all-rounder. You name it, Jamie can do it. He can do the fish room, he can do the engine room, he can splice, he can mend, and on top of that, he can cook.
Jamie's an old hand at producing meals on board. Though it may not be gourmet, there's no risk of a hungry crew.
And keep lads fed and water for a week, that's about it. Nothing fancy, just basic food with me. Mince and tatties and stew and fish. Easy meals.
The break between hauls is a perfect opportunity for Anthony to make his move.
I will try and take over in a gentle sort of way. Hi, Jamie.
How you doing, Anthony?
What's for tea?
Steak pie, potatoes and some veg, that'll do us tonight.
Yeah? I had to always think, do I tread on his toes? And I thought, yeah, I'm going to tread on his toes. I'm going to get in that kitchen. I'm going to make this galley my own. Anyway, those pies need to go in the oven.
All right, that's it. We'll get this fire done. There we go. There we go.
Excellent. Spuds on?
Spuds on. Easy supper. Yeah.
And what does the cloth do? Soak up any steam? Or it just stops the lid coming off?
Stop the lid coming off.
Yeah. Those are the little tips I need to know. So you're going to let me into your kitchen?
Aye.
Yeah?
I'll help you out the kitchen. We'll see how he gets into the galley this week. It's a shit day and the boat's rolling about. She won't be happy if there's no food to eat.
One vital part of the job of a crewman is taking shifts on watch. Skipper Alan needs to know he can trust them to stay alert. And the first celebrity to be tested is Ben.
Yeah, cool, I'll keep watch. I'll be on the skip's seat.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool, keep it on that. Look out for
There's a radar.
any boats.
The alarm goes, press a button. I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Awesome.
Yeah.
When a guy's on watch, he's really got to he's got to be focused on everything that's going on around him. I've actually gone up, sneaked up on a couple of occasions, got the guys on their phones, not paying attention.
want to sit down, mate? Do you want to sit down?
I'm watching you. No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm only messing around with this, mate.
So, no, I'm watching the guys.
My first impressions of Alan, there's rules. You know, this is my ship, and this is what goes. You can tell that he was on it.
In a few hours, the trawler Genesis will haul her nets for the second time. As the weather begins to change, Anthony's takeover of the galley is well underway.
Yeah, we got a bit of green chilli, a bit of lemongrass, some coriander, essential for a green curry, and some lime leaves. That's it. You miss little things like knowing exactly where all the crockery is. Come on, boil you bugger.
It's 6 o'clock, and the threatened storm has hit. The crew are needed on deck.
It certainly is a bit rough and ready.
For Ben and Shane, it's their first taste of working in a big ocean swell.
Felt a little rough downstairs.
It was rough, boy.
Oh, felt a bit ill down there.
About 48 hours or so into the trip, big ocean came, and I just kind of felt a bit queasy, and I thought, that should be okay. But that just got worse and worse.
While Ben and Shane have their first brush with seasickness,
I think we might leave that off, don't you?
Anthony's also finding the rougher weather a challenge.
There's a rocking in the boat. Whew. You got to stand me the legs apart, that's for sure.
Working on despite their growing nausea, Ben and Shane know what's coming next.
We're going to gut some fish. A bit more rough now, eh?
Yes, sir. Start gutting again.
On the first haul, Ben found gutting hard to stomach. This time, conditions are far worse.
Oh la la. You feeling a bit wheezy?
No, not too bad.
Oh, I feel fucking dreadful at the moment.
Oh. The sensation of seasickness, that nauseous feeling is horrible, you know, that anxiety, the wanting to throw up. And then that smell on top of that, really, how on earth I kept that down. To this day, I remember that so well.
Seasickness is misery. It's just horrible.
After an hour's work on the gutting line, the final count of just 26 boxes means spirits are low among the crew. As they shoot the nets for a third time, things are going from bad to worse.
Stand back again, guys. Stand back.
One of the trawl doors is tangled around the 2-ton clump.
Trouble, big trouble.
It's a huge snarl up.
The door and the clump are stuck together.
That makes fishing impossible and spells real danger.
Got wire breaks, it'll cut you in half. Telling you.
Nah, they're in serious mire. Don't know how you get something that heavy untangled. One of those bits of kit weighs 2.5 tons.
As the sea gets rougher, Ben and Shane have fallen foul of seasickness. Anthony is the last celebrity standing.
Well, lovely meal's slightly on hold at the moment. till they sort out these disasters where the other two are feeling sick, so they've gone to bed.
There's nothing you can do but try and lie down in a delicate position and nobody talk to you.
After 3 hours of battling the equipment and the weather, the gear is eventually freed. But the problems aren't over.
Definitely torn.
The nets are damaged. Fixing them could mean hours of valuable fishing time lost. As the crew assesses the damage, it's a nerve-wracking wait for Skipper Allen.
Been a disastrous day, really. The food is probably going to be served a best part of 2.5 hours late. My rice might be baked rice instead of fluffy rice, but hey, it's rice. A good meal lifts people's spirits, and if I could do that for them, I thought I was achieving something.
The crew are able to mend the net themselves.
Just a lace-up job, Jimmy, aye? I can see you in the camera. Aye, okay.
It's a relief all round.
We're lucky. We're lucky just to get off this thing.
I know if they're lacing it, it's not too big.
Big relief, really big relief. Hard work. It's all you know. It's all we've ever done. Part of the territory. We're not sticking in at school.
Clubs up! Supper's ready!
The exhausted crew is now more than ready to taste the first meal from the boat's new cook, Anthony.
Been looking forward to this all day. I've been smelling Auntie cooking this all day long.
Chefs are there to make people happy.
Lovely.
Okay, where's the rest of the gang?
I did give him another shout, but
I didn't feel proud of the fact that I wasn't sick and they were. Was that true? We'll see. No, honestly, a little chuckle, I suppose. A little chuckle, maybe a little, just a tiny, weensy little chuckle.
I'm savouring it because it's so good. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Honestly.
when he said to me, if we're going to get on, you're going to have to forget about my age, I think he was dead right.
Like that, Willie?
Yeah. Anthony's cooking has won over the skipper, but there's one more person he needs to impress.
That's Anthony's cooking. Thanks very much, Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, eh?
You right?
Lovely.
Age shouldn't come into it. I won't be beaten. That is me. I just won't be beaten.
Next time, as seas get angry.
Got some bad news for you, boy. There's a storm on its way.
It's a nightmare tonight.
Sleep-deprived celebrities go crazy.
Borderline torture.
We just need to change that completely.